wind pylon area and drop down a forge and a cybernetics core. And this will just about cover all the basic buildings. We'll go ahead and put down one more pylon here, just for good measure. And let's get some more probes going. So you'll notice that I'm going to go ahead and switch the rally point from the minerals to the gas. And for gas, you want to optimally have 3 workers working at a time. So I'm going to go ahead and put 3 there, and I'm going to chrono boost that. And as those are coming in, we'll see that the forge has just finished. I'm going to go ahead and click that. You'll see it has a weapons upgrade. You can tell with the side blade there and the little laser pew-pew beam. Also have an armor upgrade and a shield upgrade. So we'll go ahead and go to that in just a minute once we do have some gas here, as these probes are going to go ahead and finish building. So I'm going to set the rally point over here now and build 3 more probes. Now, one nice thing about the rally points and the the chrono boosting and whatnot is that you can set the rally point, build 3 probes, and then you're not going to have to worry about touching this, until the probes are finished building. So this will give you time to kind of multitask over and do something else. Like you see, you've got this probe just kind of hanging out. The zealot not really doing a whole lot here, although he doesn't really have a lot to do at the moment anyway, so that is okay. We will excuse them this one time. So now you will see we do have 6 probes gathering from 2 geysers, which is exactly what we want to have happen. I'm going to go ahead and just kind of mash in some more probes here and kind of work towards saturating this this base here. I'm going to go ahead and select this probe and show you the final basic building. It's basically it's a photon cannon. Same things as from Starcraft 1. They can hit both land and air units, as well as detect stealth. So definitely good things to use in any of the situations when you need to worry about stealth units, or if you're trying to protect an expansion, or even a popular strategy is to bring your probe down here, build a pylon just somewhere around here, and then what people will do is they will take the cannon and they'll put the cannons, right, like say right here, where they won't be in the way of the gas gathering probes, or right here. And I'll just go ahead and put one of them down here. We'll say right here. And wow, you did not need to go over there. I don't know why you did, but that's okay. Probably just tripped or something. How did the probe trip even though it doesn't have legs? Anyways, I am shooting off topic. Back to Protoss. Okay, so we've got pretty much one of each structure down here. You do have basic understanding of basically what the buildings look like. So I'm going to go ahead and put down one more gateway just because I can. You'll see we are sitting on a boatload of minerals, decent amount of gas, and we're sitting 27 out of 42 supply here. So I'm going to go ahead and take a look at the gateway units a little bit more. You'll see that since we have built the cybernetics core, we are now able to warp in sentries and stalkers. I'm going to go ahead and build one of each. And while those are building, I'm going to move down here to the cybernetics core and explain a little bit about its functionality. This provides the weapon and armor upgrades for the Protoss air units. As you can see right here, air weapons level 1, air armor level 1, and this also provides a hallucination upgrade for the sentries, which I will explore in just a little bit. The first upgrade we are going to go ahead and get, though, is the warp gate upgrade. Now, with this upgrade, it will actually let you turn these gateways into warp gates, which will let you warp in units that are able to be built from the gateway within, it'll let you warp them in anywhere around a pylon's kind of electricity field. So, very useful for when you need to reinforce on the front lines, as I will go ahead and send this probe to our imaginary front line right now. There is not actually any enemy in this particular level, but we will just pretend that there is a giant Godzilla, Hydralisk, Zergling, Penguin hybrid thing over there. Very dangerous, common problem in modern America. And let's see, it looks like our units are finished warping in. So I'm going to go ahead and move those out here. And the first unit I'm going to review here is the Stalker. This, if you've ever played StarCraft 1, this is probably the closest thing you're going to have to a Dragoon. Kind of a early tier 1-ish level unit that does have a ranged attack, which I will use this cannon as an example. You'll see it does kind of shoot out little laser things. A little bit different from the big popcorn ball that the Dragoons shot in StarCraft 1. But that's okay, basically does the same thing. And you'll see that it is a ranged unit. It does have a pretty good range distance as well, you'll see. So, definitely good if you want to kite, say, roaches. The roaches will have a pretty difficult time keeping up if they're not on creep and they don't have the speed upgrade. You'll just be able to kite them around all day. So, let's see, what upgrade is complete? Oh, the warp gate is just about done. Alright, good deal. So, I'm going to go ahead and turn these gateways into warp gates here. You'll see that I double-clicked on the gateway and it selected all of them in the range. If I had a whole bunch of warp gates around here, double-clicking them once or twice would go ahead and select them all. So I'm going to go ahead and click the transform to warp gate. You'll see that it only does once, so I'll need to do it one more time there. Okay, while those are transforming, I'm going to go ahead and move the Stalker out here. This is the Sentry. This is kind of the support spell casting / light hitting ranged unit for the Protoss. They are a new unit to StarCraft 2. First ability they have is very powerful. It's called Force Field, and I will actually show you how it works up here at the ramp where it is commonly used. Let's say, you know, that giant Godzilla penguin monster is going to come up my ramp here. I don't know how it's going to fit on a tiny ramp, but it's okay. It's an imaginary monster, so we will just go with it. If you click the Force Field button, and it'll bring up a little kind of grid here that will show you where the Force Field will go, and it'll also show you a giant circle around the Sentry to show you the range at which it can put its Force Field in relation to the Sentry's current location. So if you try to put the Force Field outside of the circle, the Sentry will have to move down a little bit, probably to like right here, but then it will put it down. But for now, we are going to go ahead and put this Force Field right here. Now, any unit that is not qualified as massive, such as a Colossus, will not be able to get past this Force Shield. So it does last 15 seconds. So if you're let's say you've caught the enemy off guard, you've managed to slip into their base, and you're starting to attack their forces. If you position a Sentry here at the ramp, when the enemy tries to come back up into their base to kill your forces, if you keep a Sentry just out of range of a ranged attack, say right here, and keep putting force fields at the ramp, the enemy will be trapped down at the base of the ramp and will not be able to reinforce their base. So, really powerful unit if used correctly. You do need to kind of make sure you don't waste it, though. I mean, you don't need to be putting force fields, or, you know, right here, derp, oh, well, you know, I can just go around it. So, it looks like you almost tripped for a second there. Anyways, second ability for the Sentry that we're going to review here is called the Guardian Shield. It is pretty self-explanatory. Makes a shield that reduces incoming ranged damage. So there is the awesome shield right there. The super cool bubble, and that Stalker is kind of dancing and getting humped by the Sentry. Okay, I don't think we need to be seeing this. So, anyways, going to go back here a little bit. I'm going to research the hallucination upgrade for the Sentries, as we do not have that yet. And now our warp gates are completed, so I'm just going to go ahead and show you how they work here. I'm going to go ahead and select this warp gate, and you'll notice that when we built a unit from the gateway earlier, we just clicked the unit, and the timer started, you know, counting up, and the unit appeared at the base of the gateway. Well, the warp gate functions a little bit differently in that you click the unit, so let's say we want a Stalker, and you'll see rather than the build timer appearing, there all the pylon fields showed up. And you'll see that I am able to place this unit within any of the kind of covered area from the field. And you'll also notice that I cannot place it outside of the field. So I'm going to go ahead and let's say we're going to warp this in right here to kind of cover the ledge a little bit. And there's a short timer, and here we go. So this is used kind of really to reinforce the Protoss front lines, or anywhere where the Protoss wants to be quickly. So this does have a counter that is counting down, and this actually, I did not know this the other day, but you can actually chrono boost this timer.